Good afternoon, True North. This is Jerome Steele from the CASDA Communications Office, and this video is intended to be a walkthrough of the database that we discussed at the True North meeting on December 1st in Johnsburg. Let me go ahead and pull that up for you. Okay, so this is the Excel document that I have begun developing. From Schroon Lake, Steve Grotto from Schroon Lake and David Williams sent me some beds data to build sort of a template or model version of this to sort of be able to explain how to use this document, some possible applications, and just kind of give you some idea of what can be done and perhaps solicit some feedback on how this database could better serve your needs. So we have two different sheets here. We have this one here is courses that I just clicked to, and this one is personnel. So I have 4 columns here. Each one is searchable. I have district, name, which is formatted this way, as last name, first name, just to make each entry sort of unique, more unique, avoid repetition, and also to tie it specifically to this numerical value here in case the database becomes more complex. Having these unique numeric references just makes sorting through all of that much easier. So the third column here is years of service, which is searchable. Sort of give an idea of perhaps who on your faculties might be approaching retirement, which has a lot of needs to be considered for a lot of different reasons. And then finally, we have tenure area. I know that we had discussed teacher certifications, which would be a more detailed representation of what each instructor is capable of teaching at any given time. But I was given tenure area, and that's kind of a placeholder now. If you would like to get into more detail with specific certifications, that's certainly possible. It's just a little bit more complex. But again, this is searchable. So, for instance, recently we discussed via email, a teacher in Long Lake, Noel Short, had said that there was a chemistry teacher, I believe, who was seeking physics certification, and some information was exchanged about that via email. If you wanted to search this database for secondary science teachers, you could do that, and perhaps we could have contacted a teacher, one of these teachers who has tenure in secondary science, but is probably certified in physics or chemistry, and maybe could have some information on how to go about completing that coursework. Perhaps have some insight, into teaching different secondary level science classes. We could certainly add an email field here, and you could contact them or make that information available to your staff, and they could discuss amongst themselves some of their, instructional strategies in a given topic, and so on. It could really open up several avenues of communication between faculties in different buildings. So you click that arrow in the top, the undo button, go back to the main screen. The other side of this is the courses page. And again, the instructor follows the same formatting as the first page. So when we need to link them, that's done more easily. And we have subject area, district area, district, subject area, the course title, instructor, this DL field, which I left blank for now because that information was not yet available, but I'm sure that it could be found and filled in, and then time. So during our meeting, when we were discussing the beginning of this database, someone offered the hypothetical situation of a student who needed a health class to graduate. So, but that it would not fit into their schedule in their home building. So in a situation like this, possible application of this information would be you could search here in course title, you could search for health, and you see that there are three entries, Health 7, Health 8, which probably is not of much use to our high school student. But this health class, which is offered at 8:48 to 9:28 on odd days, might fit into their schedule if it could be made accessible to distance learning or WebEx in some kind of way. And obviously, as we get the schedules from all the other districts, there would be more health classes would be offered. So again, or convert, say it is a social studies class that they need. You could search the same thing for social studies, and you could see that these are the offerings available here in Schroon Lake. So perhaps that one of these times would fit for a student in another district who needed a social studies class in their schedule to fulfill a requirement. Again, I would like to emphasize that this is the beginning of this document. I am very much open to feedback as to how it can be made better and more robust. I would not hesitate to take any calls or emails about questions or concerns, critiques. This document is intended to be a resource for sharing, sharing instruction, sharing resources, sharing information, to better facilitate communication between districts, and ultimately really trying to help serve the needs of students. So again, you can this is just the beginning, and I really hope that I can get some feedback and some insight into your goals for this document, and I'd like to look forward to working together with you to realize that vision. So thank you for your time. Have a good afternoon, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thanks.